Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to reading for mid-September 2024. You start off with this enlightenment card and this water spirit card. I mean, you have a eclipse in Pisces in your opposite sign. So again, a lot of you, it makes perfect sense that you could be gaining some answers or enlightenment on a situation in your life. And, again, this could lead to like more freedom. This could lead to you setting yourself free from something that you've been stuck on for a while. And again, I think we talked about this in your September eclipse reading, just in general. And like I said, I think that for the most part, it will be a good thing. You have the Three of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. It does seem to be an amazing time for socializing as well. So a lot of people have been getting a lot of social cards, and the Three of Cups is a card of socializing. So again, if you're just looking to improve your energy or have a better time in life, then I would say that socializing would be a very good idea for you here, Virgo. The Three of Cups can also represent the people you surround yourself with, and again, a big theme for you, Virgo, I think at this time is surrounding yourself with the right people, especially in work or business or whatever it is you do for work or for business. Would be a really good idea to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with, people who lift you up and support you. I feel that a lot of you, and we've talked about this before, for a very long time have been dealing with, personal issues with people. And so I think these issues have been teaching you like who's right, who's wrong, who can carry their weight. Going this way, we go down to the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is about putting energy into something, and like what energy do you get back from those people in your life. And we have two sixes here, which if you've been watching me for a while, I love two sixes. Two sixes kind of says that you're on the right path. You're you're going in the right direction. It's like confirmation for your path. You have the Seven of Pentacles. A lot of people have been getting the Seven of Pentacles during this eclipse time, and eclipses are a great time to look at what you can remove or eclipse out of your life. So if there are things that you're doing, activities, jobs, relationships, pretty much anything, if you're not getting anything out of what you are doing, then it would be a great time to make a change. Or, again, you don't even have, I always tell people, it's like, you don't have to leave something where you're not getting a result. You just have to maybe change it to get a result. So again, it's not necessarily about like leaving. I don't think we always have to be like cutting things out of our lives, right? It's like, but an eclipse can definitely highlight something in your life where it's like maybe it feels like a waste of time, or maybe you're not getting what you put into it back. And so the eclipse can highlight that and say, like, now is the time to change it so that you can get something out of it. And if you can't, then maybe you need to consider removing yourself from a situation. Like if you have a job where you're not getting a raise and you need more money, then maybe you need to tell your boss that you need to get a raise. And if your boss says, no, I can't give you a raise, then it's time to look for something else. But again, if your boss says, well, okay, I can give you a raise, then there's no reason to cut it out, right? Same thing with love. You have the Page of Swords. I feel like we are in a time of curiosity. And you have the Page of Swords, by the way, on the bottom of the clarifying deck as well, which is pretty interesting. But the Page of Swords is all about following your curiosity and being curious. Then we go up to the Six of Cups and the Magician. And this right here could represent some sort of skill or like a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability that you've had since you were a child, even with the Six of Cups. And that Magician says that, could you relearn that skill, or can you revisit a skill that you haven't been using? Because it could lead to like fulfillment. He is pointing towards the Nine of Cups, or it could lead to wish fulfillment as well. So there might be something kind of coming back to you from when you were a child, or it doesn't have to be when you were a child. It could be from a few years ago, but you could be revisiting like a skill or something that you used to do in your life, and you could be reusing it for fulfillment purposes, or it could be anything. We'll see. With the Three of Cups, you have the Temperance card. Temperance, of course, is a card of patience. In your next row, your first card is this Patience card. I'll show you in a minute. And so I think you have been very patient and kind of trying to, it's almost like you're trying to get your life to a certain point before you make a change. And so some of you maybe have been working on your foundation, or you've been working on your life to stabilize it. And that's kind of the feeling I get off the Temperance card. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, of course, is a card of abundance and success coming in for you. So I feel it's a card of gratitude and luxuries. I feel like you're very focused on abundance in general, not just money, but we're talking about all forms of abundance. I feel that you're very focused on creating your own little, slice of heaven on earth. The Nine of Pentacles is all about creating heaven on earth. And so I feel a lot of you could be focused on doing that. It's also a card of your environment. And so with the Nine of Pentacles, we need to create an environment of success. And the Seven of Pentacles could be you leaving something or deciding to make a change so that you can create an environment of success. But these two cards, the Temperance card and the Nine of Pentacles, are both about reworking something. So again, I'm not saying, for whatever reason, I feel like I need to highlight the fact that you don't have to leave something. That's not necessarily what this reading is saying. It's saying that you can rework something or change something to make it work, right? And I feel a need to highlight that. With the Page of Swords, you have the World. Curious about something in the world. Might just be a good time for exploration for you as well with that Page of Swords. So if you're looking to do new things, or if you just want to spice up your life, it might be a good time to go on adventures, or it might be a good time to go just do something new with your life. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Approve card and this Patience card. I feel some of you, it's funny that I said the thing about the raise, because some of you might be, I kind of got that feeling that you could be getting approved for like a raise or a promotion, especially in work or business, something that you've been patient for. Especially if you've been waiting for it or you've been working towards it. I also feel like some of you are not going to wait and you're like approving yourself, because we have the Queen of Swords to the Magician as your first your first card here to the Magician. I feel like that Magician is very important in your reading. I kind of feel like the Magician is like the answer you've been waiting for, or it's like the Magician's energy is going to be the thing that helps you through this time the most. And we're going to talk about the Magician when we get there, but the Queen of Swords is looking right over to the Magician, and the Queen of Swords represents getting clarity on your situation for the first time. She only has clouds halfway up her back, and so it kind of says that she is finally clear on the direction that she needs to move in or what she needs to do in her life. And I feel that you are getting clear on like the skills that are necessary to find fulfillment, because he's pointing right to the Nine of Cups. And, it just seems to me like there could be clarity on like what you need to do. The Magician is also about reinvention. So you could be reinventing yourself so that you can fit into something. The Nine of Cups is about fitting into an energy. The Nine of Cups, he gets his wish because he's in perfect alignment with whatever he's about to receive. So whatever you want to receive, if you're in alignment, you will attract it faster. And I feel like you're getting clear on the things that need to change so that you can be in alignment. You have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups can represent innocence and nostalgia, can represent thinking about the past. I feel that a lot of you are kind of revisiting like a skill, especially with that Magician, because he has mastery over all the suits. And so you could be kind of, it's almost like you're adding something in to your life that is a skill, and I feel that this skill brings you into alignment, which is going to help you attract whatever you're trying to attract, if that makes sense. And again, this could be something you did years ago, it could be an old skill, it could be something you used to do, but it's almost like you're reusing it or doing it again, and I feel that will be very helpful. You have the Death card, major change reading for sure. Temperance, you have this card. You have the Magician, which can be reinvention. So a lot of you are making big changes at this time. And I feel like these changes are going to lead to a lot of success. This is another card of clarity. You have a lot of cards of clarity here. The Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords, and you have this one right here. The sun is coming up between the two pillars that are on the moon right here. And it kind of represents stepping into a time of clarity. He also has this white rose on his banner, and on the Death card, it kind of represents the light at the end of the tunnel. So a lot of you are, it's almost like you're finally seeing the guidance that you've needed to see for a long time, and that is probably the thing that is going to help set you free. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Ten of Wands. I feel like you've been doing things the hard way. Maybe that's what you're realizing, is that you've been doing things the hard way, not the efficient way. Like I always like to remind people, I don't think we're in an easy time, so nothing is going to be easy, but I do feel that we can find more efficient ways of doing everything that we're doing. And, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think the key word for the next 10 years or so is efficiency. It's about discovering ways to do things by removing resistance. Again, I think the best way to put it is how how can you create a slip and slides in your life? How can you remove as much friction as possible? And again, it will never be perfect. We'll never be able to remove all the friction, but if there are things that are causing friction, causing you to slow down, can you remove what can you remove, or how can you make things more simple? And that's what I would focus on with the 10 of Wands. With the 6 of Cups, you have the 4 of Wands, marriage. Some of you could be thinking about love. It's not really a love reading yet. That could change as we move throughout the reading, of course. But if you do want love, I do feel that you could be attracting it. The 4 of Wands is a commitment. I also feel the 4 of Wands really is a card of freedom. And the 4 of Wands says, how can you set yourself free from things that are slowing you down? Usually with the 4 of Wands, we have to complete something. We have to cross through these 4 wands and get to the other side to set ourselves free. So I think it would be an amazing time to set yourself free. With the Death card, you have the Ace of Cups. Like I said, things can change. There definitely could be an offer. You showed up in Scorpio's reading, and now Scorpio is showing up in your reading twice. You have the World, which Scorpio shows up on the World, and you have the Death card, which is Scorpio. So if you want love, definitely could be attracting a Scorpio or someone with Scorpio in their chart. The Ace of Cups would be your emotions overflowing, being very happy. So I feel like there could be a lot of happiness coming in for you. I also feel that, again, going back to removing friction, the Ace of Cups can fill itself back up. All it has to do is reach down into that water, and it can cause itself to overflow again. So a lot of you could be getting into a place where you're creating more flow, or you're creating the overflow, and that's what I would focus on here with the Ace of Cups, is doing things that cause more flow. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Carp card. It says advantages, keen-mindedness, and longevity. You have this Crown Safaka card. It says femininity, assertiveness, and group accord on it. And so the Carp card says advantages on it. And you have the Magician. I feel like the Magician is saying that some sort of skill that you have is an advantage that you need to use. It's some sort of skill that gives you an edge. And I feel like both of these cards are kind of encouraging you to use that edge or that skill that you have. I also feel that you could be coming up with like genius ideas at this time. You have the Magician, 4 of Cups, and the 6 of Pentacles. And sorry, my allergies are super bad. I'm losing my voice today, but we're going to keep going. And the Magician is all about your skills. Again, he has mastery over all the suits in the tarot. These are all the ace versions of those suits that are in front of him. And so I feel that this could be leading to a new beginning, like you using a skill that you have developed in the past for the time that we're in right now. And so I think that you need to revisit some of your skills. I also think it would be an amazing time to reinvent yourself. He has this snake wrapped around his waist right here, and that represents the Ouroboros. And the Ouroboros is all about reinvention. So if there are things that you want to change about yourself, or things that you want to redo, or if you need to match an energy, now would be an amazing time to match the energy of what you want. He's pointing right towards the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is all about matching the energy of what you want. So I would highly recommend it with the Magician. You have the 4 of Cups. Like everybody else, I feel like you've experienced a lot of disappointments and things not working out for you. And so the 4 of Cups is a card of contemplation and apathy. He's being presented with a new opportunity, but he's afraid to accept it because of the disappointments in front of him that he has experienced in the past. So a lot of you might need to release past, failures, or, if love didn't work out for you in the past, this could be about you releasing those things and looking at what you learned. The funny thing is, I do feel if you are attracting love, again, it's not like a huge love reading, but it is showing up here. It is a good time for love as well. That if you're attracting love, again, what you could be realizing is that maybe the past people that you've attracted have like fulfilled some sort of like trauma or something like that. And I feel like you're attracting a new person who maybe is like different in some way. And I think that they don't, it's almost like they don't play into the traumas, or it's like there's not, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's like they don't, they're not compensating for something that you didn't have when you were younger, right? You have the 6 of Cups. Sometimes I think we choose people that kind of compensate for something that we feel like we didn't receive in the past. And I don't even know what that means. There you go. I don't know what to say about that, Virgo. You have the 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles is about planting seeds in a direction. And so with the Six of Pentacles, we need to make sure that the things that we're giving to are actually adding up to something. I kind of feel sometimes with like the law of attraction, like let's say I look at it like numbers. Like if there's something you want, let's say that you have to be a 10. You have to have like 10 things or do 10 things to be able to be an energetic match to something. I feel like the Six of Pentacles is saying maybe you're like a 7 right now, but by like adopting the habits, the behaviors, or reinventing yourself in some way, you're going to be a 10 match to something that you want right here. With this, I feel like the Six of Pentacles is talking about like adopting the habits, because with the Six of Pentacles, we have to give something energy to get what we want. And so it's almost like you're becoming a 10. With the Magician, you have the King of Cups. Your emotions as well are going to be important. We have the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups here. And while this could be love, the King of Cups has explored his emotions to a very deep level, and he understands that to be an energetic match to something, he has to, be in alignment, and his emotions have to be in alignment as well. So I feel like your emotions are going to be very important as far as attraction is concerned. Like whatever, it doesn't matter what you're trying to attract. You cannot make this up. With the Four of Cups, you have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups, you and your higher self, but also Two of Cups is meant to represent someone who's very different than your usual type. I got that on that Four of Cups, that you are attracting a person who is very different. I feel like they don't, it's like, there's something about compensating here. I don't even know what that means. Maybe you have dated a bunch of people who compensate, right? I feel like this person doesn't have to, but I also feel that the difference here is like they don't fill something in, but this is not a bad thing. I feel like this is a good thing. It's like they don't, it's like, I don't know. There's something here about like a trauma, or it's like, you could have had the most perfect parents in the world, right? But like a 2-year-old doesn't understand. Like if your parents didn't respond to you like one time, you might have a trauma from when you were like 2 years old about people responding to you or something like that, right? Because the 2-year-old brain doesn't know the difference. And, it's almost like this person, it's like in some ways maybe they trigger that trauma, but in other ways it's like I feel you realize that like you're not picking this person to compensate for something. I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it's definitely popping into my head. I feel like it's a good thing because, to me that says that you have healed. You have healed whatever that past trauma is, or you are getting to a place where you have healed it, and I hope that makes sense. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Devil. I feel like this could be talking about past toxic connections. I also feel like you could be attracting a person with Capricorn in their chart, or they could be a Capricorn. Virgo and Capricorn, I think, is a great match. So, definitely could be a Capricorn person. I don't feel like toxic energy on that Devil card or anything like that. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Fox Spirit. It says, think on your feet. And you have this Giraffe. It says, see the big picture. These are two very common energies that I see a lot right now. Not these cards, but, we get the Seven of Swords a lot, which is kind of like the Fox card. We get the Star a lot, which is kind of like this Giraffe card. The Star represents seeing the big picture. Seven of Swords can represent kind of seeing things from all angles and doing things in a different way. On the Seven of Swords, he is stealing those swords from an army in the background, and the Seven of Swords kind of represents being tactical, and that Fox card also represents being tactical. You have the Four of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Definitely have healed, right? We just said that on the Six of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, whatever I was mumbling on about with that Two of Cups energy. But the Four of Swords kind of says in the good stuff that you are receiving blessings from a healing that you have gone through, so I like that. You have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups can represent wish fulfillment or fulfillment coming in for you. I think some of the easiest things to do with the Nine of Cups are to adopt the habits of success. Whatever it is you want to attract, there's 6 billion videos on YouTube, all about all sorts of stuff, so you can learn anything. And I think learning new habits to attract what you want is the trick here. Also, with the King of Cups, I would say watching your emotions and making sure that you are expressing positive emotions towards what you want is also going to be the trick. You have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is going to be some sort of big victory that's coming in for you. So you definitely could be having a victory or a big win with that Ace of Swords. But let's see. With the Four of Swords, you have the Hangman. Hangman would be seeing things from a new perspective. Obviously, to reinvent yourself, you have to see things from a new perspective to see that you have to make the change in the first place. And we see a lot of clarity here with that Queen of Swords. So like I said, I kind of feel a very simple, straightforward reading, in general. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yep, definitely changing your fortunes. If you are making a change and reinventing yourself, then that is probably where this change in your fortunes is coming from. The Wheel of Fortune is also about doubling down on the good stuff, so I would definitely double down on the good stuff here. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a card of good news or receiving a message. Right here, if you are hoping for love, definitely could be like an earth sign. I would say if it's not another earth sign, it's probably, someone who has a lot of earth in their chart. So it'd probably be a very grounded, earthy person that's coming in for you for love. Next, you have this idealism card. This card says that nothing is perfect, but you could be attracting something that is kind of perfect, or you could be perfecting something and making something more ideal. Again, I think the trick for you in this reading, very simple, is removing friction. Anything that's causing friction in your life, how can you make it more smooth? And if you do that, then things will become more ideal. You have this optimism card. Yes, your emotions, being more optimistic is going to make your life more optimistic, especially with that King of Cups. So I think your emotions are important here. You have this friendship card. We talked about this with the Three of Cups. I'm cheating because I'm using the astrology, but with the astrology, I think you've learned a lot of lessons as far as like who you can trust, who you can't trust, and I think you're surrounding yourself with people who lift you up more, which is great. You have this fortune card. Yeah, we do see great fortunes in this reading. Really good reading for you, Virgo. I think that, you're starting to have a better time in life. And, all of this is coming from the changes that you're making. And finally, you have this negotiation card. This is a card of like finding a middle ground. And a lot of you, if you are in a negotiation or if you are negotiating something, didn't we say something with one of these cards about you making something? Oh, we kind of did. We were talking about the slip and slide, like making things more perfect in your life. And again, life will never be perfect, but how can you make it more perfect is what I feel this is saying. Really good reading. I love this for you, Virgo. Very simple. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.